Mountain God needs no donations, only worship please. Chapter 31. Fan fiction by Azazyel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of his stories. A week. It took a week for the barrier around Gensokyo to start visibly fraying without Yukari apparently restoring it at all, even in her sleep. Gods, I hated how Gensokyo and Touhou in general, the very definition of the term useless lesbians. Not that I had anything against gay people or whatever. But when the very fabric of this pocket reality was falling apart because Ran and Reimu Hakurei refused or were incapable of actually doing the very jobs they were bred and created for. Yeah, it was irritating, especially when the world's possible destruction was partly my fault due to sealing away Yukari, who most certainly wasn't capable or willing to do anything with how I had sealed her away in pitch darkness and silence. And now with the realm falling apart, I also didn't want to release it due to her getting the idea that I only released her out of fear of Gensokyo falling apart. If she wasn't remotely doing something to Gensokyo, to begin with in her deep sleep. But as I felt Gensokyo shake as a wave of weird purple smoke pushed through the edge of the realm, I just threw my hands up literally and metaphorically, as I had no damned doubt that George of the hero faction of Chaos Brigade was here to cause problems. Fuck it. I cursed as I ripped the massive stone sword out of the ground that kept Yukari pinned, and Yukari's eyes instantly snapped open as she awoke from her comatose sleep so she could just sleep through my punishment upon her. The earth rumbled as I made a hand of stone grasp around Yukari, and even as she reflexively started breaking it apart, I pulled her to the surface, and as her disheveled body came into view I spoke with a clearly annoyed tone. Well, here is some community service you can do. I can't be bothered to watch you sleep for years on end that will fail to send a message. So have fun fixing Reimu's mess. I said before using my power as a mountain god to pitch her so hard through the air, and through my influence she literally caught fire as she broke the sound barrier when she went like Mach 5, and as I used a magical telescope, I saw her still burning form smash into a large muscular man so hard he exploded into a bloody mist as Yukari smashed through the dimensional shifting mist of dimension lost. I hope she survived that, I said wryly before shrugging my shoulders. If she survived, good for her. If not, even if Gensokyo were to collapse, I could try to speak to Tiamat to move me to another realm, I muttered as I teleported back onto my throne, and I considered if I could even just directly go to even Earth, though I would prefer to only have to deal with Gensokyo's nonsense rather than DXD's nonsense. But there is still this, I said as I ran my hands over the piece of the Bifrost bridge that I could use to open tiny portals to other realms. Well, all the realms that weren't shielded to hell and back, which only seemed to be Earth due to it being the hub world. In a blink of time, I felt Sakuya move close to me, and as she came out of the local time skip I focused on her as she stood primly in front of my throne. Lord Moria, I see you released Yukari Yakumo. She stated bluntly, and seeing my eyes twitch with irritation she smiled in sympathy. I understand your pains, as when after Yukari woke up from her nap after the Scarlet Devil Mansion arrived, she bullied us relentlessly in order to force Lady Remilia and Flander to accept her plans for Yukari to bring them human corpses, so Remilia and I didn't harm the humans in the human village, Sakuya explained, and I closed my eyes as I took a deep breath. Either way, I won't be dealing with her for a long while, I said, opening my eyes as I looked at Sakuya. Now while Yukari is busy dealing with invaders to Gensokyo, I would ask that you go speak to Remilia. I still remember her thoughts on asking me to age her and her sister's immortal form to a more adult form. In return I want her help to open a stable realm gateway to Earth. I explained as I realized if DXD nonsense was going to come knocking I needed to quit being lazy and only playing with the caged Gensokyo inhabitants that don't particularly care to worship me, with them being Yukai or a very small population of humans that won't meet my needs. Sakuya didn't immediately leave and instead raised an eyebrow as she responded respectfully. You would trust Remilia with creating a realm portal for you? She asked, and I snorted at her question as I smiled wryly. No, Sakuya, I said, teleporting in front of her and making her flinch. I trust no one. I literally cannot, it seems. As to be betrayed seems to be a death sentence with my kind. I took a deep breath. I just want her advice, and just as her words mean nothing to her in terms of value in opening a realm portal, as probably others can do it as well. Once I have opened the portal to Earth, I will fulfill my promise and age up your prior mistress. I finished, and she bowed with her head coming back with a smile of confidence. Very well, Lord Moria. Would you like your lunch first before I go? She asked genially, and my lips twitched upwards before I chuckled and nodded. Just because I didn't trust anyone didn't mean I would deny myself Sakuya's cooking. Because she was the best maid a man, a king, or even a god could ask for.